Okay, my name is Melissa Waddell. I work for the Knott County Area Technology Center in Hindman. I'm the health science teacher. I teach nurse aid, CPR, phlebotomy. And my project was mending hearts without breaking ribs, and that comes from the CPR aspect. I have found that my students really aren't able to actually gauge the depth in which they are compressing a human's chest. And the old-timey clicker system within the older CPR mannequins wasn't very accurate. So I actually found some mannequins that we can use that we can actually use our cell phones for. It comes with a monitor that hooks up directly to the mannequin, but the student can actually download a student app and utilize it with their mannequin and have it right there with them. And everybody, for the most part, has either an iPhone or an Android, and they have that app for either of those. I can also download the instructor app for these mannequins, and I can see up to 6 individual students' progress. It not only tells me how well they're compressing, but how deep, their rate, the volume in which they are doing their ventilations, if they are allowing for appropriate recoil of the chest, and that's going to help a lot in real life setting. So the point behind this is not only for the students to know how well they're doing, but how well or how I know they're doing with it. And I can watch my students compress and think that they're doing a really good job, but this is going to be more accurate assessment of those compressions and ventilations. For the baby, they do actually have babies for these as well. They're called QCPR mannequins, if anybody wants to look that up. But the baby mannequin actually helps with finger placement, because you can't use a full hand on an infant. You can only use 2 fingers, or the 2 thumb encircling hands technique for an infant. So it actually helps with that as well. Head tilt, chin lift in order to open the airway as well. It helps with that. But I'll leave it up to Ms. Hackney. She can tell you about some of the students that I have that she also has as well.
Yeah, so my name is Brandy Hackney. This is my 3rd presentation today, so y'all are probably sick of seeing me. We share several of the same students, so this is a great way for her. Like she said, using these, she gets feedback on how they're doing. That helps me know too how my students are doing in her class, and she could, I teach math all day long, so a lot of this stuff is math incorporated as well. So she can maybe let me know, hey, this student needs to work on counting compressions or something like that. I mean, just, simple stuff that they would need to know in this class that I could work with them that is math related. So we're basically just kind of working together with our students, which she has more students than I do. We share like 5 students, to kind of let me know how they're doing and how I can help them in math class. Also, this is a great career path, so I highly encourage my students, as well as all students in the school, to go into this field and to take her classes, because even if you don't decide to become a nurse, maybe you could still use that and use those skills to work in a nursing home or something like that. So that's my part, and I'll hand it back to her, unless you have some questions.
I do plan to actually purchase it's called a QCPR classroom dock, and it would allow me to not just see up to 6 students, but I could see a whole classroom of students' progress at the same time. So it wouldn't just be one student using a mannequin and being able to watch their progress. I can actually see up to 30 people. Not that I would probably want to do that at one point, but I would have that capability with that classroom pad. Also, they have incorporated a racing game with the instructor's app that I was talking about, and it would challenge them to not only do a very good job, but to want to do it quicker and at a faster pace to save a person's life also. There was one other thing I wanted to say, and I'm trying to think of what it was.
While you're thinking, I want to say that this learners versus, like she said before, you would have to count your compressions by hearing the clicks. This is great for the visual and auditory learners to be like, okay, I can see what I'm doing, I can see the counts, I can see everything versus just hearing it and writing it down. And technology is way better than paper and pencil. I think we can all agree on that. So, more engagement too, motivation.
Do y'all have any questions?